Hello, everybody. I'm Tasharia.
And I'm Tasha.
And we're the Turners. You're supposed to join in. Why do we go through this every week? Hello, one more time. Hi, everybody. I'm Tasharia.
And I'm Tasha.
And we're the Turners. See, that's what I'm talking about.
That was perfect, wasn't it?
Uh-oh, that's me. I got this going back over here. Okay. And so, welcome in to Turner Talk Podcast. We are conversing with It's me, Wanston. Yes, honey.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome.
Welcome in. Now, this is like the entertainment guru of YouTube and New York City, baby. Okay.
Yes.
This is women. This is half. This is part of the entertainment mecca of New York. Okay. This if for those who may not be aware, we have it's your boy Leo, and it's me, Wanston. Yes, honey. Okay. And Wanston just published a book, as you can see. My life, my story, and I loved it. Okay, so we're going to be getting into it as people come in. Welcome in. Remember, we are recording this for a podcast, so we will just speak through the chat and continue the conversation. So this, when it's uploaded to other platforms, we can, it'll be more seamless here. So Wanston, start out by telling the people who you are and what prompted you to write your book.
Hey everyone, welcome. Well, I am Wanston Williams. First off, I am a adorable husband. I am married as well. I am half owner of House of X Entertainment, INC. I am also a prevention and mental health, homeless and prevention specialist, where I do help people find apartments, and I deal from time to time with mental health and also healthcare. And from time to time, when I find myself not doing nothing, I do embellish and I do rhinestone and I do sew. And of course, many of you know on my channel, I am a cooking channel as a content creator.
And I love that too, because a lot of times when we begin our channels in one direction, the shift to another direction is very challenging. So tell people how your channel started, and then how and why you decided to kind of go into your purpose and what you really love doing.
Well, see, at first I was supposed to be doing cooking, but a lot of people who know us. When I say us, is myself, my husband. The living condition that we were in was not conducive for me to even cook anything. And I say that is because if I went into the kitchen and I showed what was going on, I was going to be made fun of. There was going to be nasty comments. So we had a landlord that basically didn't really care about updating the apartment. Didn't really care. They just, Jews just want their money. So, however, I then decided to just do reviews on my favorite TV shows. And that's when I was doing Pose, I was doing Empire, giving my own personal opinion on the show. Then after that, once COVID had hit and I got monetized, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Because I have to maintain my monetization. And Leo said, well, you should go live in the morning. And I was always a spiritual person because, again, I was licensed as a minister. I still have the license. So I was always a spiritual person, always talk about God, always put God first in my life. So basically, I said, well, maybe I just do the name came to me, Morning Time Talk. And I said, okay, I'll do Morning Inspiration. And that's basically what kicked off my channel for about 2 years, doing the morning talk show. And then from there, I was always given examples of what I wanted to do, like stories of my life. And then that led into the book. Then the transition was when we moved here to the new place. I said, well, okay. I started to see that I really wasn't making ad revenue from my live streams. And again, people, for those who are monetized, you have to pay attention to your analytics, pay attention to your subscriptions, pay attention to your channel. And I started to see that my channel had came at a halt. And I was like, I need to do something better to bring traffic to my channel. So when I started to see like the views was going down, I wasn't getting the subscribers, I wasn't really hitting 100 view. So I started thinking I need to do something different. And of course I talked it over with Leo and said, okay, what should I do? So then that's when I said I'm gonna go out on a leap of faith and I'm gonna transition into doing the cooking. And I gradually did the inspiration and I did the cooking. And then eventually when I started to see that I was making ad revenue, because you also have to understand, people are not going to always give you a super chat. They're not going to always join your membership. So the purpose of you being a monetized channel is for you to make your money from the ad. So when I started to see that I was making some money from the ad revenue, I said, okay, this is good. Because I went back and I compared my videos and I looked and see and which one was better. And then I said, okay, I can take away my morning show. You run your course. Now's the time for me to just do the cooking. And I fully transitioned the channel into doing cooking.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I asked that. And I told Wanston, I said, we don't have a list of questions or anything. We just want to have a conversation and really get to know Wanston, because like a lot of times we see, the surface, but in it's a whole nother layer of, a person. And I wanted to talk about that because if you read the book, honey, let me tell you something. You got to know Wanston, and I can't wait to part 2. That's part 1. I can know. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to part 2 whenever that comes.
Yes, welcome in here, everyone.
He didn't hide
anything, and a lot of people still try to sugarcoat stuff, and I was like, no, he told it just like it is, and I love that.
It was like you used the choice word. I said, whoa, that one caught me off guard. I said,
but see, like I use a lot of different words in the book because I wanted it to be a sit-down conversation. And it didn't matter if you were black, white, polka dot, whatever. This book needs to hit you so that when you get into that situation, you don't make the same choices I made, or it don't happen to you, So, of course, I tell people I'm not scared of the choices I made. I have no regrets in nothing that happened to me because look where I am, So whatever I went through is basically how I had to get here, So whenever someone say, oh, you're this, you're that, I'm like, girl, you could say it. It's nothing that you said that's not in the book.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. How did you prepare yourself for like the critics or the naysayers or whoever, whatever feedback or whatever people may have, came at you, or how they may have come at you after you wrote the book?
At first, when I started writing it and I made up my mind, of course, I always thank Leo because he's a very much caring husband and concerned. He said, are you sure you want to do this? I said, yeah. He said, are you prepared? I said, yeah. He said, there's going to be good and bad people. I said, I'm prepared. Because I say that to say this. I've been living with a condition for years. Ain't nothing that you can tell me that I haven't been told. Prison. Anybody can go to prison. Anyone can go to prison. You could be living in a house and you could end up in a shelter just because of financial reasons. So there's nothing that you can tell me that I have not been through.
Yeah, that's right.
And you could have parents and still deal with some type of neglect some type of unloved or some type of whatever. So there's nothing that you can possibly say that is going to break me. So when I started writing, I said, okay, I prayed. And honestly, with the title, it was supposed to be the wounds of a child or heal the wounds of a child. But then after I prayed about it and I said, no, that's not the title. So then it became my pain and then my purpose, So basically, that was the title because I wanted people to feel the pain, what led me to where I am. And then me just putting it all out there, I wasn't scared of nothing because, hey, listen, what do I have to be scared of?
Exactly. Because shame will lead you, hinder you from being your best. You know what I'm saying? So we see that's why we see the radiance and the greatness in you because you're unbothered. I'm not with it. When I thought about the story, when I finished reading the book, I felt like it was like against our odds because it was like before birth, it was so much that was, challenged for you. You know what I'm saying? Like for your mother, all the way. And I was like, it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
exactly.
I mean, like steady getting hit with this, hit with this, hit with this, hit with this. Be like, baby, what else you got for me? Because I need you.
Yes,
yeah.
Because a lot of people had even asked me, why did you put the struggles of your mom in there? I said that's because I wasn't born with riches and gold. I wanted people to know everything that you see Wanston have, he had to work for it. So that when you sit up here and you scorn my name and you say this and you say that, no, boo-boo, I had to work for everything I have. I wasn't giving anything, So I put that in there to let people know my mother went on the pole so that me and my sister could be able to eat, so that she can provide for the house. You understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't scared of that. There may be some mothers and maybe some parents that may have to go out and do that to basically provide for their children.
That's right.
Then I think there was another situation. There was a lot of different topics in the book that had hit home. There was a girl that had reached out to me that I went to college with. She bought the book and then she inboxed me on Instagram. She said, Watson, you were so strong. She said, there's a chapter in your book that really touched me. And she went on and went on. I said, which one? So it was the one pertaining to me disclosing myself to the world. And I said, I didn't know. She said, I have not come to where I can actually accept the truth or disclose to people. But she said, you did it to everybody. I said, yeah, why? I said, I lost 2 friends that were in the same lifestyle as me, refused to take medication, refused to get help. So me writing that chapter is to tell people you can still live and be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You do not know how that probably impacts so many people on so many levels. You know what I mean? It's unimaginable for people to feel hopeless in this time because it is like so many resources, which I'm glad that you discussed that as well in the book. I am grateful for you having that courage and having that, forethought to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's people who will not accept housing even,
Amen. Exactly.
Don't want to disclose or whatever the case may be. So tell us about like a typical day in the life of Wanston, because like you being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, like I just want to know because some people be like, oh, they got it made, this, that, and the other, but it's a lot of work.
Okay, a typical day in the life of Wanston. Of course, people think that I'm sitting on money, honey. No, no, I'm not. Running 3 YouTube channels is not easy. I have my personal channel. Leo has his personal channel. Then we come together as House of X. But then separately, we also have a business, a website, and merchandise that we're trying to rebrand and not just give you the norm of what you see that everybody has with, you know, the words. Because you have to also think, a lot of times, if you really want people to rock your stuff outside and a person stop and say, hey, where did you get this from? You know, they're not really gonna rock something with words, but they'll rock something that has like a pattern or something on it. So we're been thinking outside the box of trying to find ways where people can rock the merch and still brand the business. So even with that being said, we have to teach ourselves to update the website because, again, owning a business, you have many different websites that you can have. You can have Shopify, Wix, you can have WordPress. The difference with some of them is Shopify, you have to pay a monthly fee. Wix, again, you're paying a monthly fee. WordPress is one of the best. It's just better than Wix on steroids. The only difference is you have to import everything. You have to update everything. You have to physically teach yourself how to do this unless you pay someone to do it for you. Now, the guy that, you know, build the whole thing for us, okay, you know, we want to save a little coin just in case we want to go on vacation or whatever. And we said, okay, we're going to teach ourselves how to do it. So basically, for YouTube, we have to go on YouTube and look and see how do you do this and how do you do that so that we can be able to do that. So it's my work day, then YouTube, fitting my videos into the schedule of House of X, then making sure Leo does a video. Of course, I'm the one that does all the editing, you know, and
he enjoys that.
and basically the setup, the lighting and everything. So it's a bit challenging. So sometimes when y'all don't see us, it's because we need a break. You know, and like if I don't do a video, honey, listen, I know y'all still love my channel, but I need a break.
Yeah.
You know,
and then y'all coordinate. Your dress be coordinated, like everything.
So, like if I only drop a video one time a month, I basically say, okay, listen, I know the audience loves me, and they will see a video when I can do it. Plus, another thing, a lot of folks on here probably think, okay, Wanston is probably making millions. No, sweetheart, I take my personal money every month because I love what I do. Hear me when I say this. I love what I do. So I spend over $100 and something that I'm not even making on here to buy food, particularly just to make the video so that you can go make it for your husbands, your wives, and your children. I'm not worried about the coin.
The coin gonna come.
Yeah, that's just because I love what I do. Cooking is something that I enjoy because that's the only thing that I can remember my mother from. So when I'm in the kitchen, that's the only, that and my hair. So when I'm in the kitchen, that's the only time I can share that moment with her. You know, so it's basically beyond me just cooking a meal. It's like, teach me how to make this, or help me make sure this comes out right. You know, so that's me and her moment, because at the time when she got sick, and a lot of people don't know this, I probably didn't, maybe I left it out, but it'll be like a forgotten part in part 2. My mother took sick. I was at the age of 12, and I had to teach myself how to cook. And it was me and my sister. Ever since then, it was cook, clean, wash, and everything else. So it was like, okay, this is why I enjoy life so much, because that part of my life I really did not enjoy. You know, I
You
had
had
to
to grow up
learn, it learn independence, learn how to pay a bill, learn how to go to the bank, and learn how to grow up and take care of a sibling. So this why now in my adult life, I just live life carefree, you know? So in that being said, I was like, I was thrown into the kitchen because we had to eat. Came home one day and my mother couldn't move out the bed. So in that being said, she said, Wanston, go into the kitchen and I'll tell you what to do. And ever since then, that's just how I got hooked.
Do you like baking more than cooking, or you like them just as equal?
I like, well, see, I'm not really a baker, but I'll get my hands dirty if I can do it. But I love cooking because I'm always scared with baking, because I'm scared I'm gonna miss something. I'm scared that it's not gonna come out right. But cooking, you can't tell me nothing.
Look at nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, because people, once you understand how spices work and how this reacts with this, like it's it's magic. Y'all make some. I wish that's one of the things that I wish I would have paid more attention to, because I was so, I ain't gonna say privileged. I was just like, shoot, my mama got this. My mama used to make full spreads, like, you know, like whatever.
Yeah,
you know, I ain't
yeah.
had to worry about it. I should have been paying more attention, because now I can't cook, and everybody doggone there starting. I'm just playing. I'm making it. We do a little something. We do a little something.
I've started cooking.
Yeah, she started cooking, but guess where she get the stuff from? YouTube. So it's like one of those things that may be everlasting. You make a video on how to do the chicken, like the what is it called? The hens, Cornish hens. And then like some kind of, that could be forever, an evergreen video, because somebody like, okay, Cornish hen. Then boom.
There's a lot of different ways that you can do it, because I think I've done it one time where I stuffed it. I've done it one time with cream of chicken. You can even fry it. There's a lot of different ways you can do it.
See, that's what
I'm
I'm talking about. Genius.
And make a Cornish hen because it was Christmas. My first time ever cooking ribs. Her friend and the lady that married us twice. She wanted ribs, and I was like, okay, I don't know how to cook ribs. You know, she's like, I already said, okay, we'll have ribs.
Easy. Are you doing like pork ribs or beef ribs?
No, we did pork ribs, but I YouTubed it, and everybody loved them. So now my thing is every Sunday I'm trying to perfect them.
We done had ribs 3 weeks in 3 weekends.
Yeah, all you had to do
by summertime.
All you have to do was like take the ribs, you slice them. Then put them in some hot, like a pot with cold water. Put your vinegar in there and your cloves of garlic. Don't chop them up. Your cloves of garlic, and boil them for like 20 minutes. Stick them to see if they're soft. Then take them out, wash them, and then season them. And then whatever you're gonna do, either bake them or rub them dry, and then put your barbecue sauce on there. And you got to use some ribs.
That's another kind of way. Look at it now.
Because I've been doing them. I've tried different type of season. The season I used last Sunday, it didn't really have a taste, did it?
It tastes like.
I'm looking for this taste.
Oh Lord! Then you hate the whole thing.
What kind of taste?
I can't get this taste I'm looking for.
Oh.
So you're in search for a particular taste. So that might be another good one for you to go ahead and put out there, because Lord knows.
I done bought a whole store of ribs.
Then about 5 different, at least 5 different seasonings. I say, you know, when you really can cook, you put all your spices together and you create your own rub or whatever.
Yeah. See, like,
I'm just starting out.
When you buy, when I buy the barbecue sauce, I add different things to it, so it doesn't really be the barbecue sauce that came from the store. Because people say I eat when I cook, but it's like, I know me, if it doesn't taste good, I don't want to be embarrassed. So if I'm tasting it and something is missing, that means the person is not going to like it. So I judge my own cooking so it comes out great. And I know once it's done, you can't tell me it's not good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Welcome in, everybody. We are speaking with It's Me, Wanston. Yes, honey. He is a YouTube content creator. I'm not going to say just YouTube because he's on Instagram and other platforms. He is a content creator, a cook, and now an author. And he published his first book. Now I'm thinking, because I think I heard this on one of the interviews, that your next book before the part 2 is going to be a cookbook. Am I right? Did I hear that right?
Yeah. This cookbook. I am in the works. I've started writing the little chapters and the structure of it. This was particularly by my Yes Honeys, requested by them, because everyone have been asking for a cookbook. So I listened to my audience. Of course, that's one of the major things that you guys should do, is listen to your audience. And a part of part 1 in this book that I released is basically, the book is dedicated to my Yes Honeys. And so the cookbook, I am going to come out with it, and it should be published by August or October again. So that is what I'm working on now. And then after that, you guys will see part 2.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. Somebody drop It's Me, Wanston Yes Honey's link. So just in case anybody's coming and not already connected with him, they connect. And so you can put that notification bell on and catch it out, honey. Catch it out. I'm trying to tell you, you don't be wanting to miss it. Now, we talked about tasting your food, but when you don't know what you're missing, when you don't know what you're tasting for, like it does me no good to taste. I mean, it does. I know it don't taste right, but I don't know how to fix it. Like, I mean,
well, okay, I'm gonna tell you. There was
tuna fish, salt, pepper, eggs, mayonnaise, a little mustard. You done.
Yeah, there was one time.
Everything in the kitchen, like, whoa,
no. I felt like it needed some celery, some coriander, you know, the little coriander.
Yeah.
I felt like I could put that in there, and then she's like, no. But then I tried to overcorrect, and then I put in some you know, that like Mrs. Dash in there. I said, man, this could punch it up a little bit without adding something.
And she talking about taste. I said, oh, this is different.
No,
yeah.
I say different.
Yeah. Well, see, I think there was one time I was invited. This was like years back, in Staten Island, to a friend's house. Yeah, to a friend's house in Staten Island, and the girl pulled me in the kitchen. She said, "Come in here. You Jamaican, so you got to taste this macaroni and cheese." I said, "What that mean?" I said, "You in here cooking food and you don't know how to cook?" I said, "Lord Jesus, on Thanksgiving."
No.
She said she had me taste the pasta. I said, "Girl, you did not season this pasta."
Oh, I didn't season pasta for years.
Oh no, wellness.
I did not.
Oh no, wellness. So
you just add salt, right? Do you?
No.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I've been doing it wrong.
No. So this is what I taught her to do. So when you put the pasta in the water and it's boiling, you put salt. But after you strain it, all of that salt and everything is already gone away, and the starch and stuff is gone. So now you have bland pasta. So basically, I said, girl, you need to add some seasoned salt, some pepper, some garlic to this pasta, because, honey, you're going to be embarrassed. I said, move over. Let me do it. Hey, Ranties. Hey, family. Welcome in. So I basically told her, just put some seasoned salt, put your garlic, pepper, and all the other stuff that you use for your chicken, and you're good. Then add your cheese. Yeah, you gotta season.
I put half and half. No, heavy whipping cream, sour cream, 3 different cheeses, and that's how. Because I love macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, but make sure you season the.
But see, that's what I'm missing out. But I do have another video on YouTube I watched on Southern macaroni and cheese. So I'm going to try that once we're able to eat dairy products.
So we're not eating dairy right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stay away from that dairy. It's not good for you.
Yeah. But I'm a cheese lover. I could eat cheese all day long.
Oh my!
So it's been almost a month. I've had no cheese.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell everybody, because you said you lost like over 100 pounds, right?
Okay, yes, I did. Oh, so I think it was 2 years ago. It has been, yeah, 2 years. Well, I was recently diagnosed 2 years ago with hypertension, which is high blood pressure. At first, when I went to the doctor 3 times, I told the doctor, also, another thing, guys, you have to find you a doctor that you have a relationship with where you're in control of your health. And I went to the doctor, 3 doctor's appointment until I finally gave in. So the first one, he said, Wanston, your blood pressure is high. I said, okay. Second doctor's appointment, Wanston, your blood pressure is high. The third doctor's appointment, he said, your weight is too much and your blood pressure is high. So I finally gave in to the medicine. And then that's when I decided to switch what I was eating. A lot of times people don't know, like eating pork and some greasy foods, because I was always a pork chop lover, a ham lover. I was always one of those. And of course, I still have my rice and so forth. I was always one of those. And then after I noticed that that was because of the weight, and I was a soda guzzler. Seriously.
Yeah, I used
So
to drink a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper a day.
yeah.
10,
So
15 years ago.
basically what I did was I said, okay, if I do not want to be on this pill, I have to be in control of me. So I saw the dietitian. I started eating wraps by the support of Leo again. He said, once I'm going to do this with you, even though I do not like it. So then I cut out the soda completely, was yelled at my husband. So I wasn't buying soda or anything. I went straight wheat bread, wasn't eating white bread, was eating a lot of lettuce, a lot of green, and basically every doctor's appointment, my weight was going down. He was very much happy. The blood pressure was going down. Recent doctor's appointment, he's fine. My blood pressure is under control. My weight is under control. So that was a journey because I think I was 326 pounds.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was 326 pounds. Yeah. Yeah.
That is fantastic. I'm telling you, the way that we eat impacts us more than physical activity. Physical activity help us be more, help us live better, feel better. But what we eat is so impactful.
Yeah.
So impactful.
Yeah.
To our overall health. And I'm so proud of you. And I love how y'all are so supportive of one another. It's like you and Leo, like it was just magic. And I love hearing how y'all met and how y'all united, how you stick through each other.
Well, yeah. I think we said in the story time that I had my share of not being with Leo for one day, but if you buy the book, you will actually see that Leo had his share 2 times where I went away twice. So I was like, oh, God was trying to teach me a lesson, honey.
Okay.
So, just the hospital incident for me was enough, but he had his shares during the time that we were together and the time that we were married. Yeah, it was destined to be because we met on MySpace, we lost contact, and then we reconnected back on Facebook. So it was definitely destined to be, So I was truly grateful for that.
Now, you spoke in a book about how you knew who, basically how everything was contracted. But did you ever approach or discuss that with that individual?
Which part are you talking about?
You said, well, it didn't come from the activities that you were involved in at that time, and you pinpointed how you contracted.
Oh, okay. I know where you're going.
I don't want to tell. I want people to read the book. So I ain't trying to tell everybody too much now. I'm trying to say everything.
So I did not have to do it because Department of Health did it for me. Mm-hmm. They made the phone call, and then I got the phone call from the individual. They were not pleasant about it. They said I lied, and I said, okay, I know I didn't lie. It takes 3 to 6 months for this to happen. Mm-hmm. I was never a whore. I was never a person that slept around. Mm-hmm. And even if I did, I always used protection. Mm-hmm. And so I told him, I said, I was having unprotected sex with you. Mm-hmm. So I knew it was you, you know?
And they do too.
Yeah. So then eventually years later, after I got married, then I found out from one of my friends to this day, they also had it from that particular person. And then his friend also had it from that particular person. Mm-hmm. So, I was found by it. Mm-hmm. That took some healing. Mm-hmm. It took some healing for me to get over, but I was actually happy I shared it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you know what, I was at a doctor's appointment, and I was walking outside, and it was a young lady just crying. So me, I'm uncomfortable with interpersonal type of situations. I'm just not comfortable with like consoling people and all that kind of stuff. But something told me to go and say something to her. I was like, are you okay? Do you need a ride? And I mean, what else good? Oh, I just found out some horrible news, and and they went on to say how what they had contracted had to be reported to the health department, and they needed to know everybody that she had been involved with. I was like, well, guess what? I said, you still here, girl? You still here?
Yeah.
This is like some people have something instantly happen and they no longer here. You here, you got a purpose. God has a purpose and a plan for your life. Don't let this stop you from, continuing to live. And I was like, syphilis. And I was like, baby, let me tell you something.
Take a pill for that.
I don't know what you got to do, but whatever it is, and now you have the power. You have control. Exactly. You have whatever. And I'm telling you about, what about the people who walk around and don't know, and say and won't go and figure out what they do to maintain a quality of life that is, as good as
but a lot of
somebody
times,
that don't have it.
A lot of times it's not even so much as the what they have, is the fact of people knowing, or them coming and saying, oh, you gave this to me and I got this from you. I mean, depending on what it is, it can be devastating, but in her case, it was more of what people are going to think about me, because what she had, penicillin clears that right up.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't think it does.
Penicillin. I don't know. Mama, you ain't here. Syphilis. I don't know. I'm just saying, I ain't never had it, but penicillin clears stuff.
It does at extent. It does at extent. But what people have to also understand is it clears it up, but it doesn't go away, because eventually it's the same thing with any disease, STIs or HIV or even whatever you get. Whatever you get, it can basically, you can get reinfected and it can spread somewhere else.
So it basically lays dormant then.
Well, is syphilis
can be cured by penicillin.
Yeah, it can. Yeah,
that's what we was asking, because I don't know, but I just feel like just like with what Wanston did, he took his power. Like, he could have been like, oh, woe is me, but he was like, shoot, I'm about to live my best life, and you were doing what you were supposed to, what you felt like you was being monogamous, you were, doing all the things, but yet and still. So, like you said, everybody, you can't look at somebody and be like, oh, look at them, they homeless, they this, they that, because you one decision away from being anything. You one decision away from being a millionaire. You one decision away from being, whatever, you know.
Yeah. See, at that time when I had found out, I basically I went to an organization which I still have contact with, and I had a support system once I went there. And even though at that time some of my friends had told me once, I don't think you should date this person. I don't think you should be with this person. So I could have went in my mind and be like, they told me so. No, I didn't do that. And also many don't, which is also in the book. My mother was also diagnosed with it from a previous relationship. So I had already knew what I was dealing with. So it was like, okay, hey, I'm either gonna live or die. And I had choose to live.
Yes.
So at that time, I went and found a doctor. And at that time, it was not as it is now. At that time I was taking 3 horse pills. So now I'm only taking 1, so I'm okay. So basically it was not as it is now. The stigma about it was not. People were scared to even say anything. I used to look at people and I used to say, you're sick. You need to go and get help. Because again, there was this one, if somebody would find out wellness and Turner family, if somebody would find out they had it, they would not go because the death sentence used to be a triplet. And that was the death sentence pill. Now, I tell people all the time, when it comes to any sickness and when it comes to going to the doctor, educate yourself. Do your research so you can know the different type of medication, the different type of treatments that they have for this particular sickness. It was the whole stigma with the LGBT community, a triplet is going to kill you. However, no, not every medication is going to work for your body or going to work for you. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, I didn't follow that. I said, Wanston is too young and Wanston have to live.
Yeah.
So basically, the girl said, oh, you taking medicine? Yes, I'm taking medicine and I want to live. So I was never on a triplet because I was resistant to that medication. Now, resistance is there are 3 to 4 different types of strands of medicine for this particular infection that you can take. And if you are resistant, they have to do a blood work. And basically the blood work is they test your blood to see what medicine will work for you. And in that blood work, they say, okay, you can take this set of medication and your resistance to that set of medication. But you can also become resistant to the same medication that you're on if you stop taking the medicine. Here's how it works. Let's say, for instance, I stop taking this medicine for a whole month and then go back next month. The same infection can find a way to work around the medicine and I get reinfected. So that's basically, I have to find another medicine to take. So that's how it basically worked. Yeah.
But I can't ask questions because it's already give the book away.
I know, but I'm asking questions around.
I'm trying, but the question, but if I ask my question, then it's gonna.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But
go ahead.
now
we're talking about the book.
Yeah.
We invited him on the show. We invited him on the show to talk about the book.
We don't want to tell too much of the book.
We don't want to tell too much of
but it's like undetectable. Now the medicine makes it undetectable, which means
yes, it does. It does.
Correct?
It does. Yeah, it does. The medicine, if you continue to take your medicine, it does make you undetectable.
And there's no risk of your partner or husband.
Oh, no. They have found ways where even if your partner does not feel safe, using the protection as a condom or non-protection as condom, they have a medicine where they can go and take themselves would prevent them from getting it. You know,
see, that's about that education.
Yeah.
I think I see that on TV.
And this is the thing. I'm glad that you said that, because I'm gonna go back to the book. You said that you learned how to write a book and how to publish a book and how to do all of that by doing your researches largely from YouTube. So tell us more about that part as well.
Publishing a book, oh my God, it's not easy. I had my journey with my first publishing. First, starting with the cover, that was a journey. I did the cover myself because with some drama, we're not going to go into that, but I did that myself. And then just trying to figure out how to publish it, how to find an editor. I did all of that through Amazon KDP. And a lot of people don't do it because they say, oh, you should get this number that's on the back of the book. So this number right here is where your book is recognized, worldwide. So that's how your book is labeled in all the stores, right? It is not recommended for you to pay $300 or more as a first published author. You're publishing your first manuscript. If you go and look up anything of publishing your first book, they're going to tell you don't buy the number. You can go back afterwards and purchase the number and then re-enter your books again with the number on the shelves. So you're just reselling the same book with your own, what is this number called? With your own ISBN number. So you're just re-entering your books back on the shelf with your own number, but it costs like $300-$400. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do that. So then when I figured out how to do the Amazon KDP and I figured out how to do it, and after I had one editor, then I had to switch the editor. And then after doing that, it took some time because she got sick. Then her computer broke down. My due date was supposed to be on my birthday of, I think it was last year. That didn't happen. So I was being patient. Then finally, we were pushing for October. So then after everything was good, I read it over and all that stuff. I said, okay, honey, I am not going to wait no longer. I'm just going to hit this button. So then again, me and Leo have a comment. He said, you sure you're going to hit this button? Don't you need a rollout? I said, no, these people have been waiting for this book so long. I'm going to push the button and I'm just going to put up a flyer.
That part.
Yeah, I did. I said no, because at first I was going to do it on Black Friday. I said, no, just push the button. I'm put up a flyer. They've been waiting this long. I've been talking about it this long. So I'm just going to push the button. And it was a journey. And even into Amazon itself, it has its own analytics. It's similar to YouTube, but it's a lot more easier. What a lot of people don't know is our threshold on YouTube is almost the same thing on Amazon KDP. You have to make 100 in order to get paid.
Okay.
So, which is you have to make 100 sales in order for your money to hit your account. And, there it goes into other stuff with, they break it down where your money comes from, different states, different countries, and all that different type of stuff. Whoever goes and buys the book, let's say someone buys it in Australia, someone buys it in Germany, because their money is different than US money. So basically, it takes them approximately 30 days or more to collect the money from all these different states. And with Amazon KDP, you don't have to go directly to Barnes and Nobles. If you do expand distribution, they put your book in Barnes and Nobles for you. And they also put it in other bookstores, because I didn't even know. I just so happened was trying to be nosy on eBay, and I typed my name of my book in on eBay. And I was like, Leo, my book is on eBay, but they're selling it on eBay for a higher price.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, so this is the expanding distribution they're talking about. So I was like, oh, it's on eBay. You can type the name in on there, but there probably will be no picture, but you can still get it on eBay, and it's through Amazon. So I was like, okay, you can get it off of eBay, you know. So my next step that I'm trying to do is try to get into Walmart and then of course Target. I'm trying to work on that, and just push it as much as possible, because I'm trying to get it into the 50 states and worldwide and everything. So that's my biggest thing. Being an independent publisher, it's harder than paying someone, because when you pay someone, hey Tamina sis, when you pay someone, they're gonna read your manuscript. If they don't like parts of that's in this book, they're gonna tell you, I think you should change this. I think you should rewrite this, or I think you should take this out. I said no. Because number one, this is my story. There was nothing to change about it. I wanted it to be real, raw, and authentic so that you can grasp and get something out of it, or to tell somebody, hey, check out this book or buy this book. You should get this book, So when you pay someone, they're going to tell you for publicity purposes or what they think or what the people may like, you should change this or you should change that. I didn't really know.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you did that, because it came like I was almost like, it was like you were talking to me. Like I felt like it was so candid, so raw, so real, and I appreciated that. I don't want to sugarcoat whatever you need to communicate to the world, because somebody is going through that, and if somebody may know somebody that's going through it, and they know how to engage with them better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
someone had asked me, I think had asked, did Leo know all of the chapters that I wrote? I said he only knew that he was in one chapter. He didn't know none of the entire book. So I think it was when he was physically reading it, I was like, are you really sitting over there crying? So it was like, oh my gosh. So he had only known he was in one chapter, but I was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, I like sending a shout out to him, because when he went up and dealt with the people that was talking about that, I'm talking about. He don't be playing. He don't play. I love it. Yeah, when I tell you all, you got to get this book. And speaking of getting this book, Wanston has agreed to give somebody in the viewing audience a book. And since he's giving away a book, we would like to give a book to a member of the audience. So stay tuned for that.
2-book giveaway.
2 books. Yeah, 2 books. Because like I said, I'm so proud of you, because like you said, you had been talking about writing a book for a minute. And some people wait, it's got to be the right time. And every word has to be perfect. This, I have to do a lunch party. I have to do this. Just do it. Just do it.
Listen, your first book is not always going to be as dramatic, because I think I did the cover myself. So I think I approximately spent maybe $300-400 just on maybe the editing part. Everything else I did myself. But I was like, the big book launch that I wanted, the party and the drinking and the margaritas and people coming and dancing, in due time, that will come. Because I have always been a person in order my steps, Lord. So if God see fit for that to happen, then it will. I'm always a person in slow and steady. If it's just supposed to be published and I'm supposed to just have a little gathering with a couple of friends, sign the book and do it the way I'm doing, then that's fine. Like one time after the book was published, and I this is one of the reasons I went to school for. I went to school for business. I got a call from someone in California, and they was offering me to come to California to do a book launch and everything, and to have my book in their bookstore. And I'm listening to it. They was painting me a lovely picture. And I'm listening to it. And I finally said, so tell me, what's the catch? How much do I have to pay? Mm-hmm. So when I got to that conversation, the man was like, wow. I said, yes. What is the catch? How much do I have to pay you? I said, I'm a published independent author. So then finally, of course, they had a dollar sign. In the back of my mind, it sounds good at first. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it my way. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. Mm-hmm. So afterwards, I started to see that my book was touching people. Folks was buying it. I was getting the feedback. I personally, the vision for my books, I want it to be a personal relationship with the people that buy it. I'm not calling the folks that buy it fans. I want to call them family members, because it's a personal book and it's real life situations, so you're not a fan. You're not somebody, you're taking the time out of your day to purchase my story. So, hey cowboy, how you doing? Welcome in, so that's basically, I'm not going to call the folks who purchased the book a fan. No, you're a family member. That's why when I saw last night before we had went to bed, I checked the analytics again. I was like, Leo, somebody purchased the book in Australia. I don't even know this person. Mm-hmm. So that's why I did a post. I'm like, if you see this, please send me a photo. Mm-hmm. Even if you're in Germany or somewhere that I can't get to yet, I still want a photo, because you took the time out of your day to buy my book, So I was really happy that it's reaching, because that was my prayer. I said, Lord, I'm releasing this book. My prayer is that it reached the world, So
we have a question from the audience. When you finish that statement, I'm sorry.
Was the people from California you knew, or they reached out to you from out of nowhere? They reached out to me out of nowhere. They said that Amazon had recommended my book to their bookstore. So my book was being recommended. Another thing that folks do not know, this is why I keep harassing a lot of people. If you purchase the book and I didn't physically send you a signed copy, please go and leave a review. It's the same way like a comment on YouTube. So this is how it works. The more reviews on that person's book is the more Amazon keeps the book on a rating and keeps the book on like number 1 or in the charts. So the same way with a video, the more comments, the more likes, the more shares that person gets, is the more trending the video becomes. So with the book, the more reviews that person gets and the more stars that person gets, is the more high rating that Amazon put it into their charts, that folks are liking this product, let's push it. So, I'm sorry for being annoying. I'm just trying to learn Amazon. Okay. So that's basically with it. But it was recommended by Amazon, and I was like, okay, thank you so much. That tells me to know that my book is doing really, really good on Amazon.
Okay, so we know we try to keep this to keep the conversations at like an hour, but I want to know a couple of more things. First of all, like your and Leo's confidence is off the charts. And I think confidence is like something that can make or break a person. You know what I'm saying? Because how do you stay so confident, so reassured, and so positive, despite like very humble beginnings? Like I'm telling you, if you haven't read the book, doggone it, I'm trying not to tell y'all everything in the book. But,
oh my God. Okay, well, first
everything.
Well, first, when we basically met, it was the communication for me. We have always had a deep communication. And when we laid our cards on the table, and you first have to have a spiritual background. Without a spiritual background or God in your life, you can't have self-confidence. You can't have that type of ground where you can say you can do this. So, and once you have God in your life, your foundation is never going to break. No matter who or no matter what devil comes your way, your foundation is solid. So that has always been our thing. And then we always have a slang that we in this to win this. So our foundation has always been, we pray about everything, we talk about everything. Even when it came to the book, Leo knew I was going to put my whole story and then part of our story into the book. So he knew I was sharing our business with the world, you know? So he was like, okay, I hope you're ready for this. So it took communication because I couldn't release it unless he gave me the okay, you know? So once that was given, I said, okay, I'm going to release it. And just so happens, it gave him the motivation to want to do a comic book.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Iron sharpens iron. Okay. That is what's up. And the other question is, so what advice would you give someone who was thinking about like writing a book, publishing their first book or whatever based on your experiences?
I would say don't rush it. Take your time. Do it. Get on Google Docs in your downtime and start writing. But don't rush it. When it's supposed to be published, it will be published because you will know. You will have that feeling it's done. And that's basically what it was for me. Like, okay, the journey is done. Because at first I was like, I'm never going to finish this book. These people going to think I'm lying and this is never going to happen. So finally, when it happened, and to see that it was out there, and because it was stuff that I dealt with, I was able to let go of all of that. You know, and even writing some of, oh my God, those stuff, it's like I literally had to relive some of those moments, even the part with my mom and you know, my father and things that happened. So it was like, okay, now I can really fully let go of this instead of bobbling it up all the time and trying not to talk about it. So I can fully let it go and let the world know, even if you lost someone, it's not the end of the world. You know, even if you have this or this happened to you, or you once was in a shelter, this can happen, you know? So I was fully able to release it and let it go, you know? Like even in part 2, I think I said this on Meet the Difference. A lot of people don't know. Yes, I was a preacher. Yes, am I going back to the church? I am living my life spiritually and believing in God. Yes, because God is in here. But people don't know churches and preachers can cost you church hurt. They can cause you pain. And sometimes they can do more damage to your soul than protecting it. So in part 2, I go into church hurt. I go into where, you know, they say, you know, do as I say, but don't do as I do. You understand? This man's supposed to be protecting your soul, but they're sleeping with everybody that they can. So that's parts in part 2 where it's like, do you go to church or you don't go to church? Do you believe in God or should you not believe in God? So it's the things that people don't really see in a book that will make you really want to read it.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to part 2. And you know, and like I said before, we have to get out of our head that preachers are perfect or they're supposed to be perfect, whatever. They are some are anointed, some are just in it to win it, some are, everybody is like, everybody has a different story, but at the end of the day, don't miss the message from the messenger.
Yeah,
Well,
amen.
get the message from the messenger if the messenger is doing what they doing. The message is totally discombobulated in my head. I'm not even there. I ain't gonna even lie.
Once again, we all have work to do. But when I started journaling, like you said, I started journaling, and you have to relive those things. But it is like such a relief, y'all. Okay. Two more to this. The last two questions. This the last two questions. I promise.
Go ahead. We got time.
Because it's too long and people don't want to replay, and I won't make sure people replay it. So I started journaling, and then on the cards it has an affirmation: "I am whole," and on the back it has question, like reflective question. I want to see, like this one is, "I choose happy." Okay. So the question says, "What does happiness mean to you, and what makes you happy?"
What does happiness mean to me? What makes me happy? Happiness means to me waking up every morning to be able to live free and be able to make someone smile. Mm-hmm. And also, to be able to see a smile on my husband's face, and also to help someone, because I've always been a caring person, a person that would give you the last coat on my back.
That's just that Leo, baby. That's that Leo. Yeah.
So basically, to be able to help someone or be there for someone the best way I can, just by calling someone, say, "Hey, are you okay?" Mm-hmm. That is what makes me happy. And I think a part of one of the reasons I wrote this book is basically from my community of people. Because a lot of people in the LGBT community, they don't tell their struggles. They don't disclose a lot of different things. They keep it balled up and they become bitter. They become miserable. They become angry at the world. No, life is too short. I'm like, me and Leah was just able to travel last year. When we got married, we did not have a honeymoon. We went straight into work. We built a business. We started channels. We started performing. What marriage is going to go from marriage into work? Like, what marriage? But because I saw the vision and I love this man, I said, okay, we'll travel when we travel. So it's like, live life. What's the sense of being angry? We all have choices that we made in order for us to get where we are. You understand what I'm saying? So I was never mad at the things that I did. Even to when my life became where I am today, I lost a friend because he could not deal with, I wouldn't say success, or I don't even know what the proper word is.
Growth.
Or goals or success. However, he was used to the old Wanston. That was living in New Jersey. I'm saying these names for states that are in the book. Living in Philadelphia, didn't have no money, was sleeping on people's couches, was a bum, whatever, and all of this different type of stuff. And I tried my best to help him. The Leo in me, the nice person, all of that. I tried my best to help him. And it comes a time where Leo said, Wanston, he is not caught up to where you are. He's not on where you are right now. He kept reminiscing of things that we used to do, things who I used to be. And I was no longer that person. I was on a different spiritual journey. I was on a different walk in life. I was at a different place in life. So sometimes I had to let go of that person. And, so that being said, is like, I didn't. No. So I wrote it number one for my community, but also for people to know, let go of that pain, or it's going to bottle up and make you feel so miserable, and make you feel like you're inside of a box, and you can't get out. Like the purpose of the cover was me walking down a dark road with no clouds. You can imagine you driving down a dark road, no clouds, no light, you can't see nothing. There's nobody on that particular road. So that was the purpose of the whole thing.
I love that.
It basically tells a whole story of the entire book. So you could imagine you in the middle of nowhere. You understand?
Yeah, I feel it. And you know what? It's like One Busy Mama said, you kind of like shedding the skin, like a snake. It sheds the skin and become a whole new. And
Yeah.
like I hear people say all the time, you can't take everybody with you. You know what I'm saying? And like that growth is like an awakening. Like it's continuous. You either gonna grow with me, step on back.
Amen. Exactly.
So everybody can't handle it.
Amen.
And they may grow a little bit later, and you may be able to do a friendship or something later, but at this time you can't let nobody hold you back. I say pain will either make you implode or explode. You're gonna go off, or you're gonna cave in, get depressed, get sick, because stress will kill you. Okay. Amen. Stress, pain, that hurt, that trauma will implode and affect you, or explode and make you hurt somebody on the outside.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is the last question. From then we're gonna give two books away. Once they give the book away, we're gonna give a book away. Here we go. What does it mean to be personally whole and complete? And how can you make yourself whole and complete? Or how can someone make themselves whole and complete? What does it mean to be personally whole and complete? And how can someone make themselves whole and complete?
Well, the first thing the person needs to do is to forgive themselves. The reason why I say that, and it's a part of this, and I also go deeper into part 2. A lot of people say, "Oh, why do I have to forgive myself?" Because you was the cause of the conflict. You were the cause of the problem too. So in forgiving yourself, you're helping yourself heal so that you can become whole and you can become happy. So forgive yourself first for the mistakes, the drama, the things that happen, the illness, whatever it is. And then after you do that, ask God to create in you a clean heart and a right spirit. And then ask Him to help you love yourself so that you can love somebody else. You understand? So in forgiving yourself first, then you can. You think I would have been able to love him the way I love him now if I didn't forgive myself? No. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have still been battling of what somebody did to me and gave me and the abuse that I went through before the other one. Read the book. Before the other one. So if I didn't forgive those people, I would have treated him like dirt. And he's not. You understand what I'm saying? So if I didn't forgive myself, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So that's my answer to everybody, because a lot of times we don't forgive ourselves in situations. We may have been involved into the situation. We may have been the cause of the situation. Forgive yourself, then forgive the person, then move on from the situation.
That was well said. Well said. Okay, so before we do the giveaway, do you have any final words for the audience and those who may be listening on the replay?
Well, the book is available on Amazon.com. You can also get it on Barnes and Nobles, and you can also get it on houseofxentertainment.com. If you want a signed copy, if it's a paperback, you can follow me on Instagram. A paperback signed copy is $25. You will have to cash app me. And a hardcover is $40. You will also have to inbox me on Instagram with your address. On January the 28th, I am going to be also interviewed and having a moment with the lovely and the fierce Uniquely Lavish. So please come out at January 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be having this lovely sit down. I'm so excited for it. A moment with Uniquely Lavish.
Mm-hmm. We love Lavish over here, honey. We love Lavish. Lavish is doing her doggone thing. Okay, you hear me? And so how do you want to do the giveaway? You want to do the number and people?
You can do it. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a number right now.
Okay.
I'm putting the private chat.
Yes. Yeah, how do I get to the private
Okay,
chat?
so that's the number right there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, all right. I'm so excited. Okay, so you want to think of a number between 1 and
30.
1 and 30. 1 and 30. Let me put it in to start now. 1 and whoop, whoop. Okay, and y'all already know. Hold on. That this is not sponsored or whatever affiliated with YouTube. So go.
Boy, they were close.
Mm-hmm.
Keep guessing. We'll like once we see the number. I had to go back and remember. We will whatever. Let's make sure we on live chat. Okay, good. All right. Keep guessing. You can guess more than one time. As soon as we see the number, we'll let you know. And somebody got real close. Two people got real close. Let's go. Come on, keep it going. We're giving away 2 books. This is just the first one. Hey. Oh, there we got it. I bring it every day. I bring it every day.
Yeah, so I bring it every day. If somebody can drop my Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram, so I can get your. Let me go back up to find your name. To get your address, and I will definitely ship it out to you. So I bring it every day. Please follow me on Instagram. And give me your address so I can mail it out to you.
I bring it every day. Do you have an Instagram? Okay. Now and then you put the number. You want to put the number in there for the next one? All right. Let's see. That's gonna be it right there. Let me know. And if you don't have the book, remember Amazon, the website, it's reasonably priced. And it is like it. What about the audio? Like the audio, what is it called?
Oh, the audio version, I'm working on it. That is another journey by itself. The reason with the audio version is it's almost the same way of paying somebody to publish your book. Because audio, they have a way where you can submit your manuscript to have someone do the audio for you. But they're gonna read it, and if they see profanity, they see you talking about sex or whatever, they may not want to talk about that. So again, so I'm working on that part. And again, when it comes to audio, depending on how long the book is, I don't get to pick the price. Amazon do that because that's audio. So depending on how long it is, it might be $10 or it might be $5. Yes. Bright every day, please. Okay, yeah, I see you following me. I'm gonna follow you back, and I'll get your just text me your address.
And then somebody will also, like a moderator will put Thank you, Unique Lab, in his YouTube channel as well. Because I thought I had it in the description, but I added back in again. We are 2 likes away from 50 likes. This has been extraordinary.
Yes.
And shout out to everybody live in full effect in the chat. Shout out to those in the bushes, and shout out to those on the replay. Okay, can't do it without y'all.
Yes. Shout out. Okay, I see the number. Okay.
Okay,
all
so
right.
this is
Shout out to Elia in the building. Elia Ninja, Uniquely Lavish, One Busy Mama, the Ranty. Shout out to you guys.
Every woman. Let me shout out to let's shout out to everybody. Let me look at here. Shout out to One Busy Mama, B Ham,
I'm every
Christina
woman.
G. Yes.
I'm every woman. Uniquely Lavish just dropped the link. It's called Pain Leads to Purpose, Volume 1. This is the book right here. All right. And just so you know, I will read the prefix on the back for you guys. It says,
go ahead.
And this picture right here, guys, this is one of the pictures of my wedding photos. So this represents something in part 2. So the prefix, it says, when you think of pain, I know you're like, damn, what kind of pain? Well, this is a story of how a young man who was lost and full of so much pain, hurt and dislike as a child. Even when he would smile, he was still hurting. This is a story of my truth. For years, I, Wanston, have lived a lie, giving fake smiles, thinking I was okay, but I was not. Now I know you're like, well, how did you get there? Keep reading and you will find out. In order to read, you have to buy the book.
And yes, you know, we always talk about, community or whatever, but this is when you really show community, and when somebody has put all of them into publishing a book, it doesn't take but a little bit to support. And when I tell you, when you be supportive, you're going to continue to be blessed and blessed and blessed and blessed. Not, you don't do it because you want the blessing, but that's going to come vicariously through that. And you're going to bless yourself. When I'm telling you read that, like the book from Alexa, it was a blessing to me from last week. Y'all, this Turner Talk podcast has become something that we didn't expect, because we have been able to meet and interact with so many inspirational people and get to know them, more. And we're so grateful for y'all love and your support. Okay. Wanston, we're starting the next giveaway. This is from the Turners. Okay.
Yeah.
And once you do, we both have to do a review. So let me see here. Okay, start. We're doing 1 through 30 again. 1 through 30. Start. All right, here we go.
One, 2, 30.
You can put your numbers in. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if y'all have any final questions for Wanston, you please put them in the chat. Well, I was about to say somebody got it, but they didn't. Close.
Yeah, somebody's close.
Ooh, somebody real close.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Y'all can guess as many times until we see the number.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the members that are in the house.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people is hot, but they're not hot.
Oh, they're on fire.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I'm telling you, even if you don't like to read, it is easy to read, because it is so much that keeps you engaged. Okay.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Georgia girl.
Georgia girl got it.
Georgia girl got it.
So how I guess we'll talk about it after the live. How you guys want to do it? You want to sign it and I mail it to them, or you guys just gonna go to
Georgia girl, how do you want to do it? You want to for him to send a signed copy? Do you want to send? Because I can send him the money and he can send the book straight to you, because he can, autograph it, whatever. I can just send him money if that's cool, and you can send him your address on IG, or however she want to do it. Georgia girl, let us know. Do you want an autograph copy, or do you want, how you want to do it? Just let us know. Let me know.
Yes. Georgia girl, let me know, and also follow me on IG, so I can have you guys' address. Again, congratulations to the winners. And, shout out to the Turners, Wellness and FrugalMama. I thank you so very much for this.
Mm-hmm. You are very welcome. Thank you. And thank you again for writing and putting everything out there for the world, because like I said, we always say if it just helped one person, but you didn't help, I'm guarantee you don't help more than one person, because even the people who have already read the book that's in the chat, they were like, yes, they bringing it. It's like, get the book. It is amazing. I've read the book. She's read the book.
So yes, Frugal, you have my email.
And I don't do a lot of reading.
She's getting into it though, because
we're interviewing a lot of people with books, so I'm getting back into reading.
Uniquely Lavish, will you drop Wanston's IG again, please? Yes, and like I said, I appreciate everybody. We did 52 likes. Thank you. Yes, for those who may just be coming in, those who are in the chat and in the bushes on the replay, we just had a beautiful conversation with Wanston Williams, publisher, content creator, husband, brother, all of that. And what I really appreciate is that the candidness of how you wrote. It wasn't, I don't want to say this because I don't want to know what nobody gonna say about that. Tiptoeing around whatever. And guess what? He actually shared the process it took to actually get everything published and what he went through. And a lot of people have to pay to get this information that you kind of giving away freely. And so I appreciate that. You have?
I was just saying, like, how he was just an open book, and this goes back to, people want to write a book, but they only want to write about the happy part of their lives. And I was saying this because it brings me back to what is it? Married to Medicine. They were the doctor and her husband was wanting to write a book, and the publisher say, okay, but what about the infidelity in y'all's marriage? What about this? What about that? She's like, well, I don't think we're ready to tell that part. Well, then she say, you don't need to write a book then.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to just hear about the good part. We want to hear about everything.
I was once told people are nosy. So they want the tea before you get to the happy part. So in order for me to do this, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to disclose everything. Even the parts that I may, because at one point I used to be very much ashamed of my prison story. I didn't like to talk about it. I didn't like to even mention it. I didn't like to even think about it, So writing it, I'm like, child, okay, I went to prison. So I think that kind of helped. So folks want the tea. They want to know, and folks are nosy, so they want to know what happened. They want to know who you are. They want to know, like, what do you do? Like, why did you do this? They have questions. So folks are nosy, So I was like, if I did it, okay, I have to give them the tea.
And I'm nosy too. I am nosy, but I've liked them. But I also like to know, like, how people got through. Like, everything is not as surface level. And I love that you got into it and gotten. I appreciate that. It's no other way to say it. Yes, it is good, and it is. I mean, it's not just saying, "Oh, I went through this. This is how I got through it." You know, this is how I'm not just spilling no tea. This is a story of triumph, like literally a phoenix book. You know what I'm saying? Like I just see that's what the cover of the next one should be like, coming like a phoenix coming through there with your face on it. You know what I'm saying?
Like a flower.
Whatever. But anyway,
I like that idea. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah,
because like if you, I mean, like when you hear about what his mama went through before he was even born, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so then I got a question. Wellness, I got a question for you. Out of the entire book, what was your favorite chapter?
Oh Lord, just hearing about your mama. Like just hearing about your mother, I can't even pick. I can't pick one chapter. Just hearing about your strength of your mother and how much she loved you.
And that's probably where you got your strength from to come out.
Because all of the adversities through her family, through her your father, through the whole Virgin Island, you know what I'm saying? The whole situation that she had to survive through. You know, oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, we got one more question from the chat. You see that?
Bobby Norman covers through everything you have been through. What is your life message? My life message would be my book. Yeah.
Life message is the book. Pain leads to purpose. The pain leads to purpose. Yes. Okay. So,
but you know, that's what the podcast is about. Is just giving people strength that may not be able to get strength from somebody else. And if people are willing to share their stories on our podcast, that can help somebody else. Also, the therapists that are willing to take time out of their busy schedules to come on here, you know, to help people. That's what we're about. That's what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
And shout out to your wonderful husband Leo. I'm glad that he is out of the hospital. Though he just scared us for a minute, and and I love that y'all had to sit down, tell all about that situation so candid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have to say what was going on with y'all, but
because I'm gonna say that we did that, and another reason why I wrote this book is because people think just because you're on YouTube, you don't go through real life situations. You don't live in a shitty situation. Like, I'm gonna just be 100 for you. When we built the House of X channel, like, I'm trying not to say the N word. When we built the House of X channel, we were sitting on crates. All of our furniture was contaminated with rodents. So we were building that channel off of faith that we are going to be moving in June. So we did it to let people know real shit still happen. We go through stuff. Just because we sit here and we entertain and all this different type of stuff. No. Like, it came to one point in time, I didn't even want to cook in my kitchen. Or could you imagine you have asthma and the building, because they did not paint outside of the building, and the whole entire building, people in the building moving because the building was infested with mold. So now I'm waking up at night or laying at nighttime, and we had to throw out a whole what's it called, this thing on the bed, the headboard, because the headboard was infested with mold. So it's like sometimes it's better to share stuff so that people know, oh, they are real, or they are living in the real world. So it's better to share it than actually not. You know, so it's better just to lay all the cards on the table, say, hey, yeah, I go through stuff, you know.
There's so many people faking the funk. Faking the funk. We have another question for you. How has your life changed personally since publishing the book?
It changed a lot. It has taught me how to be a better entrepreneur and to help a lot of people. I've been able to heal personally from a lot of different things that I may have been dealing with inwardly, So, and I was more so proud of myself because that was my number one thing I wanted to do before I hit 40 was to publish a book. So now that I did that, I can say, okay, like when I met Leo in the entertainment scene, I said, oh, I can do this. I can go win me a pageant and look glamorous and shimmy and, twirl on the stage. I can do this. This look easy. Of course, it was like, Wanston, no, I don't want you on the stage. I don't want you to do this. So, of course, I won the crown. I was like, okay, cool. I did that. So when it came to the YouTube and publishing the book, I said, I got this. I can do this. Let me just accomplish this one thing, Lord, and I'm good. So publishing the book was like really me finishing school. Yeah.
And even that's in the book about all of that is in the book. And what happened after school? I mean, after like what is it called? High school and going through that, y'all. I'm telling you, if you don't have a book, you should get the book and get another book to give to somebody else. Okay. All right. Once I said, do you have any final words? Probably about 30 minutes ago, but I'm
yes,
opening it up.
Even if you don't want to get like a hard copy, you could even get it on Kindle and it comes straight to your device. And in your spare time cleaning, you can read a chapter. In your spare time, read another chapter. So I've made it into where you can get all different versions of the book. Now, Barnes and Nobles is only paperback and ebook. House of X is only paperback. Amazon, you get ebook, paperback, and hardcover. So yeah.
Let me tell you something. I started reading the book, then I put it down because I was already reading another book. But then when I picked it back up and I read the whole rest of the book, I couldn't put it down. I'm like walking around. I read it in 2 days after. Yeah. I was like, walking around the house, reading the book, sitting on the toilet, reading whatever. I read the book. But so we appreciate you being here again. Do you have any final words for the audience?
My final questions would be, you can find me on all social media platforms. Facebook, it's me, Wanston. Instagram, it's me, Wanston, yes, honey. Twitter, it's me, Wanston. And also, as you guys know, I am the other half and co-owner of House of X Entertainment. That is our business channel and our third channel, House of X Entertainment. So you can find me on there as well. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is It's Me, Wanston, yes, honey. So that's basically it. And tune in on January 28th on Uniquely Lavish's channel for a moment with me at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah, y'all. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see it. It's the chat doesn't always show up. If you want to connect with us on YouTube, it just came out of nowhere. Yeah. I didn't even know all them people was watching on YouTube. On Facebook. Thank y'all.
And we appreciate you. Next week we have Laura Cohen on here. So.
Yeah, but check out the whole playlist on YouTube of the Turner Talk podcast. If you missed the beginning of this live stream, once it ends, replay this sucker and share it out. I don't care if you share it on Facebook, if it's an Instagram, wherever, text message. We always say MySpace, Black Planet, Plenty of Fish, whatever you got, share out the live stream so it reaches more people. And that also helps the algorithm push it out and let people know, hey, it's not about me. You know what I'm saying? I always say, hey, we're not trying to get rich off of YouTube. We are trying to help people with the mind, the body, and the soul. Okay, the mind, the body, and the soul. When those things are in alignment, your life just flourishes. It happens automatically. And like I said, I'm already blessed. My God says, you know what? Whatever is for you is going to be for you.
Amen.
So thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Peace and blessings to everybody. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Love you guys.